Throughout its existence, the Roman state endured numerous periods of turmoil, but none proved as perilous as the crisis of 3rd century. Internal strife tore at the empire's fabric, but adversaries from all directions coveted its territories. In this presentation, we delve into the 3rd century crisis and its origins, unfolding events and repercussions. Following a series of civil conflicts that rocked the Republic in 31 BC, Gaius Octavian emerged victorious over Mark Antony at the Battle of Actium, ascending as Rome's inaugural emperor. Although bestowed with the title of emperor, Octavian, also known as Princeps, maintained a quasi-republican government. The empire experienced relative tranquility until a coup in 68 AD compelled Nero to take his own life, precipitating the tumultuous Year of the Four Emperors. In 69 AD, Vespasian rose to power, inaugurating the Flavian dynasty. This period saw the rule of 3 Flavian emperors and 5 from the Nerva Antonine lineage, collectively renowned as the 5 Good Emperors, residing over a stabilizing era. Under Emperor Trajan's reign, the emperor reached its zenith territorially. Yet, his successor, Hadrian, opted to halt expansion, focusing on fortification construction. Marcus Aurelius, who succeeded Hadrian, confronted the protracted Marcomannes wars against barbarian tribes, yet his reign is celebrated as a golden age for Rome. However, his son's Commodus' descent into paranoia culminated in his assassination, precipitating the Year of 5 Emperors. In 192, Septimus Servius engaged victorious, establishing the Severan dynasty, which ruled for 4 decades, witnessing a significant military expansion but also triggering an economic downturn. During the Severan era, the military prominence surged while the Senate's influence waned. In 232, the empire faced a formidable challenge from the nascent Sassanid Empire, succeeding the Parthians. Although details are scant, it appears the empire managed to retain its territories despite considerable losses. Nevertheless, mounting casualties and military insubordinations, particularly toward Emperor Alexander Severus, escalated tensions. His reluctance to engage Germanic invaders in 235 culminated in his assassination by his own legionaries, sparking the onset of the 3rd century crisis. The ensuing monetary crisis exacerbated the empire's woes, with the military emerging as a predominant power. Over the next half-century, approximately 30 barrack emperors or soldier emperors rose to prominence, coinciding with a surge in external threats against the empire. The Goths, Vandals, and Alemanni initiated raids into the province along the Rhine-Danube frontiers, while the East Sassanid Empire sought to exploit Roman vulnerability to seize control of the Levant. In 252, Shapur I seized Nisibis and in the following year vanquished the Roman army at Barbalius, subsequently conquering Anitoch. Emperor Valerian mobilized against the Sassanids to safeguard the eastern territories, leaving his son Gallienus in charge of the west. Valerian forces reached Asia Minor in 259, only to face Gothic incursions into the region. Details of ensuing conflicts are scarce, yet it is plausible that the Goths ravaged Asia Minor before retreating beyond the Danube. Valerian pressed onward to Edessa, besieged by Shapur I. Although specifics are elusive, Valerian's 70,000-strong army suffered total defeat at the hands of Shapur's 40,000 troops, making Valerian the first Roman emperor to be captured in battle. He passed away a year later, and his son Gallienus ascended to the throne, contending with a rebellion in 260. Concurrently, the Alemanni and other Germanic tribes invaded northern Italy, compelling the emperor's return to repel them. Gallienus' forces intercepted the enemy near Modonialand, if I'm pronouncing that right. Though outnumbered, with 60,000 troops against the enemy's 300,000. His cavalry secured victory. Despite this, rebellion persisted, leading to Roman's commander Postumenus proclaiming independence in 260, establishing the Gallic Empire, encompassing Gaud and Britannia. Capitalizing on Gallienus' preoccupation with other usurpers to seize control of Hispania, fortunately the eastern provinces were spread. Sassanid invasion by Odaenathus, a noble from Palmyra, reputedly governor of Syria during the Battle of Edessa. He killed local uprising and pacified the Roman East. In 262 and 263, Odaenathus reclaimed territories lost to the Sassanids and even reached their capital. Ctesiphon declared himself king of kings, challenging Sassanid legitimacy while remaining a Roman vassal. However, in 267, Odaenathus was assassinated in Anatolia, leaving his widow Zenobia as a regent for his son. Meanwhile, Postumus successfully defended his realm against Gallienus in 265 and 266. This likely instigated discontent among the Roman emperor legions, leading to his assassination in 268. With Claudius II assuming the throne, Claudius aimed to reclaim the Gallic province. Yet a Gothic invasion into modern-day Serbia compelled him to confront them first. In 269, he vanquished the invaders at Naissos, reportedly resulting in over 50,000 Gothic casualties, which deterred their assault on Rome for a century. Additionally, Claudius halted a Naf al-Mani raid at the Battle of Lake Benacus in 269. Concurrently, Postumus's demise in the same year saw Marius' ascent. Claudius capitalized on the Gallic Empire's vulnerability, retaking Hispania. Albert unable to complete the request due to succumbing to a plague in 217, paving the way for Aurelian's accession. Meanwhile, Zenobia exploited Claudius' demise, proclaiming her son emperor, expanding the Palmyran Empire to encompass Egypt and much of central and eastern Anatolia by 271. Aurelian faced relentless pressure, commencing by expelling the Vandals from northern Italy, while thwarting another Alemanni incursion at Fano and Pavia. Simultaneously, he opted to relinquish Dacia, vulnerable beyond the Danube, recognizing its susceptibility to attacks. The Palmyran annexation of Egypt participated a grain shortage in Rome. Aurelian, faced with the Zenobia threat, embarked on an eastern campaign in 272. Within a year, Palmyran forces were vanquished, and the eastern territories were reclaimed. Some accounts suggest the partial destruction of the Library of Alexandria during this conflict. Subsequently, Aurelian pivoted back to the west, initially pursuing diplomatic avenues to reclaim the Gallic Empire. He restored to military action in 274, emerging victorious at the Battle of the Chalons, thereby reasserting Roman authority over Gaul and Britannia. However, Aurelian's demise in 275 heralded the fresh phase of crisis. Over the next 9 years, 6 emperors ascended to power, until Diocletian emerged triumphant, assuming imperial rule in 284. Diocletian's reign marked the denouement of the 3rd century crisis. Despite pervasive warfare and unrest akin to the preceding decades, Diocletian implemented reforms that stabilized the empire, including a comprehensive census to facilitate taxation. Attempting to regulate prices through edicts, Diocletian inadvertently fueled a thriving black market. His seminal reform, however, was the establishment of the Tetrarchy, dividing the empire into eastern and western halves, each with an Augustus and appointed Caesars as heirs, aimed at ensuring a stable succession. Though the Tetrarchy faltered shortly after the Diocletian death, the division between the Western and Eastern Roman empires endured, prolonging the Roman Empire's existence.